Babes, I am on tour right now with the guys. Tickets are available at ImpracticalJokersLive.com. A bunch of cities up there. Cities always being added. Later on in the month, we got Green Bay, Milwaukee, Rosemont. Then we're heading over to Seattle, Portland, where we added the show. So on and so forth. Bangor, Maine. Extra show in Boston is added. All right now on PracticalJokersLive.com. And the show is on every single Thursday night, 10 o'clock Eastern on TBS and True TV. All new episodes, season 10. Check it out. We love you.
Babe, I appreciate it. New York City, Radio City, Music Hall sold out in just 10 days on September 22nd. So we've added a show September 23rd at the theater at Madison Square Garden. Those tickets are on sale at ChristyComedy.com. New York City, come on out. Most of my shows, thank you so much, are sold out. The ones that aren't, then we have March 29th. One of the shows at West Palm Beach has tickets available. Austin, Texas, that's sold out. April 13th, San Antonio, Texas, we have tickets available. The Late Show, May 5th in Buffalo has tickets. May 6th in Ithaca has tickets. And that's it. So I appreciate it. Go get the tickets in New York City, theater at MSG. It's going to be fun. And we got special guests that I'm not going to tell you. You're just going to have to see it to believe it. And I have a show on Vice that's out now. It's called the Super Maximum Retro Show every Tuesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
Don't be a fake, don't be a flake, don't run away from your feelings, babe. Don't be afraid, don't be ashamed, don't hesitate to say, hey, babe, hey, babe, hey, babe, hey, babe, hey, babe, hey, babe.
Come on, shake your body, baby. Do that. Hey, babe. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Feel the rhythm of the music getting stronger. Don't you fight it till you try to do the Hey, Babe pod.
What's up, babe?
How you doing?
You feel good?
I feel good.
I feel like
Damn, it feels good to be a
first of all,
gangster.
that sweatshirt, I love it.
Oh, I'll get you one.
All New York Knicks logo,
Yeah,
Whalebone.
Super
comf, Whalebone hat. We've talked about them. Shout out Whalebone. Love Whalebone.
Shout out Whalebone. I'm designing a hat with them. I told you
Designing a hat with Whalebone.
Yes.
We were going to go on a trip to Costa Rica with them, but we're not going.
Oh, my God. I have to tell them that.
Oh, you haven't told them that?
No.
They texted me the other day for my flight info. I said, here's the bad news. I can't go.
They sent me the info and I realized I couldn't go, and I literally been so busy I forgot to get back to them.
It happens.
Yeah, well, I'll get back to them before they see this. That you just reminded me. Can you remind me to tell them that?
Can you,
Pappy Lightning? When I'm done, can you be like, you got to talk to Whalebone today?
We have Pat
Please.
Shamaha in the back again. Lebanese Lightning.
Samaha.
Samaha.
Samaha, not Shamaha.
Pat Samaha. It's easy to remember now. Yamaha with an S.
Samaha. Yeah. What is that's Lebanese?
Yep, Lebanese.
Samaha.
It's like
Lebanese.
the Smith of Lebanon. It's like
it is
very common.
Oh wow.
Right.
Yes.
Where'd they get Pat from?
All my siblings have saint names because we're Catholic.
Okay.
Oh.
So what are your other siblings' names?
Actually, I don't know if Joanne is a saint name. Sorry, but
It
Anthony,
is now.
Anthony and myself, Joanne.
Do you have a Bartholomew?
No.
What's the funniest saint name?
What's
What's the oddest saint name? What's your confirmation name?
Anthony. Christopher Paul Anthony Distefano. What about you?
It's Michael.
Michael. What's the funniest saint name? Google funny saint names. Saint
Berthwad.
Saint Sulpilish.
Saint Sulpicius.
Yeah.
Saint Emerentiana.
I went to Saint Matthias school. A lot of people don't know Saint Matthias.
Who's Matthias? Who
Matthias
is
was
he?
Matthias was the 13th apostle. Matthias was a backup apostle.
He's like Capadonna?
Yeah, no, he was a fill-in apostle. I swear to God. After Judas got clipped, he was the he was an apostle.
Yeah, he was like a woo apostle. He's like Capadonna.
Yeah.
The woo apostles.
Yeah, he was the backup.
Wow. Saint Berthwald is really funny.
Saint Berthwad's good.
Berthwald.
Do you know what's so funny the other day? I saw it coming. This show's been on, but sometimes the names of shows are so funny. This show is about a woman who comes in and she's like this badass woman and she works for a family, and I think she's like, I don't know what the premise of the show is, but she's like can fight and do this and do that, and the name of the show is The Cleaning Lady.
No, I never
Have
heard
you
of
seen
it.
the show is Google the show The Cleaning Lady?
Your description was very confusing.
What's the premise of the show The Cleaning Lady? It's just such a funny name for a show. Yeah, The Cleaning Lady.
But how did you just describe this show?
Is The Cleaning Lady canceled?
You said it's a woman who does things.
Okay, so what the actual premise is it's a whip-smart Cambodian doctor comes to the U.S. for medical treatment to save her son. But when the system fails and pushes her into hiding, she uses her cunning and intelligence to fight. So so she was a doctor.
I gotta be honest. Even that description, I don't know what the show is about. Let me
I-
read that again. Okay, we know it's about a whip-smart Cambodian doctor. Okay, comes to the U.S. for a medical treatment to save her son, but when the system fails, why would the system push her into hiding though?
Listen,
She uses her cunning and intelligence to fight back, breaking the law for all the right reasons.
listen, here's the truth. If Walter Hauser is not in it, what's his name? Philip Walter Hauser?
His name is Paul Walter Hause.
If Paul Walter Hauser isn't in it, I'm not watching.
I don't need to
That's my new
Yeah.
That's my new 2023 goal.
Yeah.
If Paul Walter Hauser isn't in it, I'm not watching it.
We should make T-shirts that say that.
Yeah, we should just make T-shirts that say Paul Walter Hauser.
Yeah, I
You
love
think
him.
he'd get mad if we started selling merch with his face on it?
Why
would he care? I wouldn't
selling
care.
merch? I don't know.
Would
but
you
if we
genuinely care?
Well, people make
They do it all the
they,
time. That's
they
true.
do it to me, and I actually don't like it.
Right.
But it's literally like thousands of people. I mean, it's like I'm losing. I mean,
There's nothing you could do at this
so much money is being purchased with the merch that I don't own. It's insane.
Right.
But like, I just don't like when they use my image. But then I'm like, what am I gonna do? Really? I guess.
Yeah, what-
I think that he is a cool dude.
Have you ever met him?
I haven't, but I know some people who met him and know him, and he's actually a wrestling fan because he was on the day after he won the Golden Globe for Best Actor. He was on AEW, which is wrestling on TBS, and if they're in the same family of network that I'm in. As a matter of fact, this week I'm flying out to El Paso, Texas, and I'm going to be on AEW Dynamite and Rampage, and they're doing a segment on my show because I don't know when this is airing, but Season 10 of Joker starts airing February 9th.
Shout out.
So they do live shows on Wednesday, and then Friday they do a
So
tape
you and the guys
show.
are going to go.
I'm flying out to El Paso. We're going to be on live Wednesday Night Dynamite on AEW. Not just, I don't mean the seats. We're going to be involved.
Wow.
So I'm
Are you
hoping
excited?
I'm going to be able to get into the ring and take a hit.
Is that like, if you do that, like, is that, will you, it's a dream come true.
Dream come true. They said that we could do a storyline and I could even wrestle. They mentioned that we'd have to go to training for like 12 weeks or 12 sessions.
Which you don't have the time
I don't
to
have the
do.
time to. I have to go to Atlanta for
Yeah.
like 12 days.
Can't do that.
I can't. But this one, they said that we could at least be part of the storyline, like a part of a little gimmick that night or whatever.
Right.
And I get in the ring and stuff. So I'm actually kind of very nervous because it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that
I'm not nervous. I'm super excited. I'm just, if I'm gonna take a hit, I want to make sure I look good doing it.
Do you want me to hit you a little bit?
Yeah, you can slap me around.
I think that you're such a wrestling fan.
Yeah.
That I think that you're just gonna know. I think the key with wrestling is they know the fans know when people are in there not, acting stupid.
Right.
That they acting out the pocket.
Right.
And you know that you're not that guy because you know the story, you know the energy.
Right.
And now is it you and the other guys or is it just you?
It's gonna be me and the other guys. But Paul Walter Hauser was on AEW the day after he won the Golden Globe. With his Golden Globe, and he was like backstage doing it, like he was part of the show. So he must be a cool dude because he's the best actor for this year for the Golden Globe, but he also is literally going to hang at the wrestling event.
Because he doesn't, you know what? He does. He takes the advice that we gave last week on the show from my grandfather.
Yeah.
He knows that no matter what, he's leaving this planet on a box like the rest of us.
PWH knows.
So PWH knows he's a cool cat. I like Paul Hauser. We've dedicated 2 episodes now to Paul Walter Hauser. And we will continue to do it.
Yeah. Well, no, this episode is dedicated to him.
Let's do it every week, like how every night for no reason Jimmy Kimmel would just say Matt Damon. We ran out of time for Matt Damon.
Right.
We should do that for Paul Walter
I
Hauser.
love it.
Just get him on. We're mentioning him every week.
Yeah.
So tell him,
This show
tag
is,
him.
as always, this show is sponsored by Paul
Walter Hauser
and the rest of the people
and co.
Right.
Yeah, babe, and I can announce now too that I'm hosting a show on Vice. It's called the Super Maximum Retro Show. About the 70s, 80s, and 90s, and there's a chance if we ever do more.
I wish I could.
Sal's coming. You're coming on because we talk about wrestling. Chris
really?
Gethard was on in the trailer.
I saw that.
We talk about wrestling.
That's
old
awesome.
fun stuff from the 70s.
Yeah.
Wrestling was wild in the 80s
Oh
and 90s.
yeah, man, forget it, dude. It was crazy because people believe kayfabe wasn't like a thing yet. Kayfabe is the concept that we're all believing that it's real. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You're not breaking character, basically.
Okay.
So if it's kayfabe, it's in the reality of the universe of the storyline, and they commit to it. But now, because of the internet and where things have come, you watch it, and people like offline you'll see the real wrestlers and what's really going on behind the scenes and their real Instagrams and social. Right. Back in the day, wrestlers weren't allowed to break kayfabe. So in public appearances or anything, there was no internet. So it was like you had to keep up the belief.
So if you saw the Ultimate Warrior in the airport, he's acting like that?
Yeah, well, he's not running around like shaking people and screaming. He's not in the paint. But like wrestling's real. In other words,
right?
What's going on in that ring and everything you're seeing is real.
It is funny what an impact wrestlers have on people. My cousin was telling the story once that she was on a flight from New York to Tampa once. Which, by the way, I'll be in Tampa April 1st. Tampa Theater is on sale. Or it's going on sale tomorrow. Or I think it's on sale. But Tampa, she's on her way to Tampa, and she sees Hulk Hogan there. Right?
Just do me a favor before you even go there. Tampa Theater.
Tampa Theater.
Okay. Make sure your dad gets there early. There's no parking. Okay?
Right.
And all your fans that are watching right now, if you're going to go see Chris at the Tampa Theater,
get there.
You have to get there early. There is no parking.
No parking.
People turned around and went home because they couldn't find spots after like an hour.
Yes, and and you shouted my father out, who was you thought was sitting in the crowd, but he wasn't because he turned around and went home.
That's right.
And
I was talking about him on stage, and I asked where he was, and I was looking for him in the crowd.
Great theater, right?
It's great. It was great theater. The shows were
so
hot.
intimate show.
It's right on top of you. Shows were hot. I love the crowds there.
Yeah, I love Tampa Theater.
Yeah. And
what's the hotel in Tampa? What's the go-to?
I'll have to get back to you.
Right.
I'll have to get back to you.
Sal's got the best hotel recs, but it's just the thing is with
I didn't stay.
You didn't stay.
I didn't stay. I drove to Orlando.
I'm driving from Miami. I got Miami at the Fontainebleau the night before.
I'm in Miami, bitch. Yeah.
I'm going to a lot of Florida in March. You ever go to Florida a lot? I'm going to Florida. I got Jacksonville, Fort Myers, Orlando, Miami, West Palm Beach, and Tampa.
Okay. I did Jacksonville, Tampa. I think Tampa. Yeah, Tampa is the place I'm telling you about. Jacksonville is the Florida theater. Tampa's okay. I got the place. I told you about this. The place for you to eat. You have to go.
Where? What city?
It's in Tampa. I went there. Remember I told you it was an insane old place with like 10 different rooms.
Yeah.
And you go upstairs and there's a whole space. There's a whole restaurant upstairs just for desserts. And you sit in these little booths that look like barrels. And there's music playing. You can pick up a telephone and talk to people in the other booths.
No.
I didn't tell you any of this.
No.
Can you Google famous Tampa steakhouse?
Yes.
They gave us a menu. We called and they were like, "Oh, we don't deliver us," whatever it was. We're like, "Do we just want to go to it?" It was one of the best dining experiences I've ever had.
So I have to go. You think I got to make resis?
You make a res. We called last minute. They accommodated, but they were just being very nice.
Charlie Steakhouse?
No.
Fleming's Prime?
No. Burns
Steakhouse.
Dude, you got to go to Burns Steakhouse.
Baby, burn.
Disco Inferno.
Burn, baby, burn. That looks like that's like a steak burger.
No, do Burns, do interior. Like, can you look at the interior of the place?
Burns
so
interior.
The thing is, it was a bunch of stores back 100 years ago, and the guy ended up buying every store and connecting them. Outside, it looks like a Christian bookstore or a strip club. It's a white stucco building, but it's inside. It's all these stores connected, and they all are from like another era, dude. And every single room has a different design, and it's super old school. And when you go in the even in that lobby in the entranceway, it is wild. There's all these old paintings, a big stairway that goes all the way up.
Did you go after the show or before the show?
After the show.
So you went at like 10 o'clock at night.
I went late, yeah.
Right.
And dude, the service was amazing. It's hard to undersell this place. And then, so they're known for, they took us down to the wine cellar. It's like the biggest wine cellar in the United States or something like that. That's the one. And then the guy's like, so you gotta save room for dessert because upstairs. Shout out Burns Steakhouse.
Shout them out.
I have a contact for you. I have the contact.
So I'm getting in. Because and my show is on Saturday. I can eat sweets on Saturday. I can only eat sweets once a week. Saturday.
Oh, I got you covered. And I believe, I can't remember, I don't know specifically, but I'm pretty sure the girl that works there might be a Hey Babe fan.
Oh God, if she is, hey, what are you doing?
Oh, she's
Come in here.
Oh no, she's a Jokers fan. That's
she's
right.
a Jokers fan.
It was her dad. I took a
But
picture.
sometimes they watch Hey Babe.
Yeah.
What happened? What's going on? Oh, bring it here. Come on, walk on. No, Jazz, just give it to me. Just Jazz, can please.
Can you stop? I have Jen coming now. I have a client. Really? Stop. Stop. Oh, come on. You're like a giant skinny frog.
That's really nice.
I'm in love with a man.
Oh, I thought you were calling me a man for a second.
Oh, well, you are. Did you shave the mustache?
Yeah, I gotta do that yesterday.
I'm kidding. Thank you, Jazz. I appreciate this. Sorry. I treat her like I'm Telly and kids.
Oh wow,
yes.
yeah, nostalgic. You were nostalgic for it.
I can't. Okay.
All right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So he says to us, "You got to save room for dessert." Because
By the way, I just want to let you know what everything runs on.
Duncan.
Good.
And if you don't believe it, take it up at Bloom Cafe.
That's all you got to say.
Okay. He goes. There's a restaurant upstairs. Part of this restaurant, it goes with the whole top floor is our dessert restaurant.
Okay.
So you don't have dessert here. You go upstairs and you have dessert, and there's like 50 desserts. And he
Can you name 2 of them?
Yeah, they have root beer floats. They have pumpkin pie. They had cheesecake. They had all this cool stuff. But also they have like stuff that they created using like what's that shit? Gastronomy? What's that shit?
Gastronomy.
Yeah. Right. They have stuff that they created. Like they perfected it. Okay.
And so the dessert is great, but the steak is good too.
The steak was unbelievable. But this thing, he's telling us about it. He goes, you go upstairs. He goes, and
This is the owner.
no, this is just one of the waiters that's been there for like 30 years, and the girl, and the owner wasn't there. But anyway, they say you're gonna sit upstairs in these pods, and they're meant to represent look like barrels.
Okay.
Okay. And so they're your own pod. So you go up and upstairs, and everyone. It's dark. It's like a lounge. It's really dark, and everyone is sitting in these private pods that look like wooden barrels. And you kind of you walk, and you don't know where you are. You get lost, and you look, and there's people in these pods, and in them is a thing on the wall, a panel with 5 buttons, and every button is a different style of old music. So you could push the button and play
Can you request to sit there?
Every pod, those are the pods, and you walk. See, you don't see anyone's tables because they're all behind these little. If you click on there, you'll see it. And then you could put hit one thing, and it's like 1930s jazz, and it's this whole mood.
Did you sit in the pod?
I did. And
That's
then
when you enjoyed your meal.
I was with Steve Byrne. Yeah, we all went upstairs.
You were with Steve Byrne at Byrne
Burns.
Steakhouse.
Yes. And
Fucking
then,
wild.
And then it's so
That's
cool.
why we do this show.
That's why we do it. And then every one of those pods has a phone in it, and if you pick up a phone at the same time that another pod picks up the phone, you get connected to them, and you can talk to them, but you don't know who they are or where they are in the building.
So did you try and do it?
Yeah, we
did you
picked
connect
up,
with anybody?
Yes, you're talking to people. Dude, I never see anything like it. You got to go.
So
to this
you
place.
got the connect.
And click right there. Lightning right to the right. No, go to the right. No, it's the entryway right there. Okay. So wait. so go click on this middle center there with all those lights. Yeah. That's a picture from the top of the steps looking down at. Can you expand that? That's what it looks like when you walk in, dude.
Dude, that's amazing. So I got to go with Tampa Tony. I got to go with my
Oh,
family.
you go.
Get a table of 6.
Get a table of 6. Yeah.
Okay. How many did you go in there with?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Come on, baby, say you love me 5, 6, 7 times. 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm just gonna keep on counting until you are mine.
Hey, babe.
Hi, how are you?
So
I'm so happy I
excited
remembered
about
this because when I walked away from this, I'm like, I will never go to Tampa without going to this place.
Now give me that same recommendation, that same energy for Jacksonville.
I gotta let you know.
Denny's, going to Denny's.
I gotta let you know.
Yeah.
Jacksonville is a tough cookie.
You know, Jacksonville is the 2nd or 3rd largest city in the United States from a geography standpoint. The largest.
Really?
I think actually Jacksonville might be the largest city in the United States geographically. You know what's second? Philadelphia. Just from a geographical point, not people.
So just
land mass of a city.
Landmass.
Houston, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like topography?
Topography meaning like maps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're raised maps, right? Isn't it fun when you see the landscape? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
It's
Sometimes it makes me
3D.
feel like I'm blind, though. You know? Like it's a braille
Like it's
almost.
braille, yeah.
Do you know topography? Do you know what we see on a map, right? Like what you believe Florida to look like or whatever. It's just, that's not what it looks like. They have to, the way you have to make a map when you put it flat like that and all that, they have to, go Google what the countries or what the planet really looks like. Like, how do I say this? Like,
Flat, you mean?
because the way a map has to be flat, the way we look at it, it distorts what the actual shapes of the countries really are. So when you see it like in its actual state, supposedly,
From like a satellite?
yeah, it doesn't look like what we think it looks like. It's like a little off. I don't even know how to tell Pat to. I don't even know how to describe that.
What should Pat type?
I think Pat should type, what do the countries really look like from space when map isn't flat? Topography bullshit.
Let's see what comes up.
Yeah.
Interesting. A picture of Maya Angelou.
Yeah. Okay, so that looks pretty on par. I can't explain it to you.
You haven't.
Okay. What does America really look like from outer space? What does America look like really? What does America really look like from outer space, or really look like? Yeah, put in really or some type of like adjective, you know?
Yeah, like in italics.
Yeah, like yeah.
You know, I really like using italics. If
do?
it's used sparingly, it's very effective.
Yeah.
Do you use italics? You ever throw italics into like a note or an email?
Not recently.
I like when I like to stress something or point it out.
Italics.
There's a bold option, there's
Right.
an underline option, and there's an italic option. Sometimes when you like really want to go off the deep end, you bold, underline, and italic.
How often do you use your laptop? How often are you sitting typing at a desktop or a laptop? Truly.
Sometimes all day long, sometimes not at all that day.
So you're using a laptop often.
Yeah, yes, I am. Because I have to, it's mostly, the reason I really use it the most, no, yeah, I do. I use it for a lot of reasons all the time. But I have to edit a lot. Not me editing, but like notes on editing for the show and stuff. So I'm always like watching the edits and giving notes and everything. I have to write a lot of emails. I know we could do like emails from our phone, which I usually do. But like, no, I do have to use it. You don't use it a lot?
I don't think that I truly.
Do you have a laptop?
I have a laptop.
I've never seen you hold, open, type, or use a laptop.
I'm going to tell you the God's honest truth right now.
Yeah.
I have not opened my laptop in maybe 6 months. Everything I do is from my phone, to the point where if you wanted me to, copy and paste something from a MacBook, I don't know how to do it. I'm so computer illiterate.
Yeah, I've
it's
never seen
wild. But because I just do everything from my phone. Now, you can do everything from, like, if I wanted to write a script, I can just do.
That's tough.
That's tough.
Yeah, but do you research everything from your phone?
Everything I do is on my phone. Is that weird? Because I see people, like I was on playing.
So your cell phone pornography exclusive.
I've never watched porn on my laptop once.
Okay.
I don't even think about bringing a laptop with me on the airport. Everybody's got their laptop. I don't even consider it.
Do you know why I bring it a lot of times? And you might just do this on your phone, but if the television in the hotel is shit, like if it's not a smart TV and I want the option to watch all my programs, I bring the laptop a lot of times for that, because I could lay in bed and turn it on. It's almost like a small TV screen instead of like having to look at my phone. But you just don't even.
Well, I would, but I feel like every TV now you can just stream whatever you're watching from your phone onto the TV.
But if it's not a smart TV,
right?
Sometimes you get screwed that way.
Well, I think for me, typically when I'm alone in the hotel room, I like to just get out and like walk a little. I like to like not be
post show though. Not like when you
post show. Well, post show at the night, pretty much like clockwork. I go back to the room. I masturbate and I go to sleep. That's almost like religiously what I do.
Okay.
And I usually fall asleep to Sports Center. Or,
okay, so you'll get it. You'll always have ESPN.
Yeah. Because I'm usually so tired after the show.
Yeah.
But you're more of a night owl than I am, so I would understand why you would bring it.
I usually have my routine is I don't eat before any shows.
You don't eat before shows.
I hate it. I just don't like to get full or tired or anything. Can you just turn so the straw is the other way? I appreciate you and I love you and you look fantastic.
This works.
Like that going that way. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
There it is.
So what I do is I'll bring my food back after the show, and I have a whole routine.
Smokes a TV.
Yeah, well, if I decide to indulge, I'll smoke a little bit. Not always though. And then I don't like to sit up and eat at the table.
Yeah,
I grew up.
You're past that.
Did you grow up sitting, laying, and watching television from the floor?
Yes.
My entire life and my whole family were floor. Like there was a couch, but we had carpet. Even in my grandmother's house, and laid on the floor all the time and watched television.
I'll tell you what I do. Like when I'm home, like when I come home, whatever. Me and my daughters are typically always sitting watching TV with our backs against the couch on the floor. And, one of them sitting in my lap, and we'll just sit and, it's just easier to do that. And what I was a big kid with, I was a big TV dinner tray kid. Okay. My mom had a tray that she would pull the legs out, put it in front of me, and then put my plate on the tray.
Yeah, those old school
That's what I would
trays
always I would always have a dinner tray.
Absolutely, yeah.
And she would have and for Christmas, I'd get different dinner trays. I'd get a Yankees one. I'd get all different types of cool. Dinner trays are not a thing anymore, or no, because we're not kids anymore.
I think they're a thing. I saved my Smurf one.
You have?
I have two of them. I have two. I saved them.
Do you ever use it?
The little fold out. They're the ones that you could sit in bed and put over your lap to eat.
Right.
But then I also have the dinner trays, like the old school ones with the wheels on them. They unfold. They're flimsy.
Right.
And they just My grandparents had those shits. I saved them. Yeah, like that right there. Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. Look at this. Oh, can you go to the one all the way to the right? Yeah. Let's pull up this one. This is the one I'd like to order.
That's the one I got to get you for Christmas.
Yes. That's an interesting one. Nice big penis one.
But I used to also used to lay on the floor to eat. Oh, that's cool.
Wow.
I used to lay on the floor to eat. I didn't give a shit. I would lay on my
fuck.
I have a habit. I would get a pillow, and I would lay on my stomach on the pillow, and then just put my food in front of me.
Okay.
And I did that all the way.
Like you're in Greece.
Yeah, before I moved to the place I was in now. My last place, the kitchen. You couldn't see the television. You couldn't see the living room from the kitchen.
I could see it.
I wouldn't just when
I could see your living room from the kitchen. You couldn't see it, but I could see it.
What do you mean?
You just weren't thinking that you could see it, but me and your family saw it.
Okay.
You didn't see it.
Okay.
But we saw it you couldn't see it.
Okay. Well, now I could see it.
Okay.
But I couldn't, so I never ate at my table. I wouldn't just sit. I lived alone. I wouldn't just sit at the table and eat alone the meals.
Right.
I'd always want to eat them in front of the television.
Of course.
So there's two ways to do it. You could eat over the coffee table, which is primarily what I do now because I still don't eat at the table.
Right.
But I used to lay down in my old place, and I used to put down a vinyl tablecloth on the floor.
Oh, nice.
Not full, I'd fold it so it would be maybe 4 feet by 2 feet, and I'd lay my whole meal out, and I'd just eat watching TV laying on the floor.
Yeah.
So when I go back to the hotel, I don't go to the little desk and sit there and eat. What I do is I lay on the bed and I eat my meal on the bed.
Nice.
Now, sometimes if I order room service, I wheel that right up to the edge of the bed, and I lean and I eat off of that. But a lot of times what I do is I don't want to stain anything.
Right.
Because it happens.
Yeah.
So I get a towel, and I open the towel at the edge of the bed, and then I arrange it like it's a table, and I put all my stuff on the towel. And then I lay on the bed, and my head's at the foot of the bed with the towel, with my meal in front of me, and the TV right in front of me.
Perfect.
And that's my routine.
Let me ask you this.
While you're masturbating, I'm setting up the towel.
Well, I have a towel set up too, but it's for different things.
Right.
But you, let me ask you, this is a big thing.
Yes.
When you get room service,
Yeah.
let's assume you're by yourself.
Sure.
Let's assume you're by yourself. When you get room service, do you have, as much as they insist on it, do you have the person who brought up the food bring it into your room and set it all up, or do you take it from them into the room by yourself? Do you wheel it in yourself? Because they insist to bring it and set it up, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
I'll tell you, from square one, I want to keep them out of the room.
I don't want you in the room.
Yeah,
I'll give you more of a tip if you just let me do more of the work.
They're like, can we come in? And
No.
I'm like, no, I got it. A lot of times it depends. Sometimes they'll bring up a tray.
Yeah.
And then you got to take the tray from them, and then the door slams in
Well,
their
or
face.
sometimes what happened to me once, I was insisting nobody come in the room.
Yeah.
I just didn't want. I said, "Sir," he was like, "No, please, I'll give it to you." I was like, "No,
Yeah.
I will take it in."
Yeah.
I took it in, and he didn't tell me that the food was in a hot box underneath. I didn't know I'd open up the hot box. I had to call and bring it, and he had to came back up and he opened it. And I felt like an asshole.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just say, you could put it right here. You know what I'll do sometimes? I'll open the door and I'll judge the person first.
Okay.
So I'll open the door, and if the person just looks like they don't give a flying fuck, or they don't know me, or it's like sometimes it's like an 80-year-old Asian guy,
Yeah.
I let them come in.
Yeah, come in.
But if it's like anyone that's has
Yeah.
any sense, or
Yeah.
I'm just like, you can stay out there. I'll just
you
take it
don't
from
wanna
you.
deal with it.
Yeah.
It is a weird, and it must be weird for the hotel employee who has to do that because they probably don't want to come in, but they're told you need to push your way into that room and set up that goddamn
Do
meal.
you tip additionally? If
Always.
there's a tip incled.
Always,
I do too.
always.
I do too.
You know what I've been doing lately? You ready for this?
Please.
40%.
Yeah.
I've been going 40%. A lot of times cash.
In a hotel room?
No, in like a restaurant.
Oh, you don't. Why would you do that? Why would you do cash?
I just feel like the economy's kind of messed up right now.
You do cash for them.
So let's say we come out, we got a meal. You and I got a meal. Let's say it's a hunch.
Yeah.
I put the credit card.
Yeah.
I put the hunch on the credit card.
Write cash, and you leave cash on the
Cash.
tip.
I write cash where it says tip, and I leave you 40 cash.
I think that they appreciate that more because in some places, I guess you don't have to report the cash tips, or you report tips, but if it's cash, you could decide what you want to report.
Yeah,
then they save a little bit on taxes, but not every place. Some places it doesn't matter. They end up banging them out for the taxes anyway.
No matter what. Yeah, I think I just feel like I've been in the mode. You know what I've been doing lately? And I've always done this, but then you go through a phase where you don't. Like, my initial response a lot of times, I guess because just fear, like, say you're at a red light or you're walking past someone and someone, homeless comes up to you, is like, can I have a dollar? Your initial thing is like, whoa, I don't want to open the door. But now I've just been like, even if that person attacks me, which is less likely, I've been doing jiu-jitsu once every 2 weeks, so I feel capable to handle myself. And if I get pink eye, I get pink eye all the time now because of the kids. So even if they throw their urine and feces at me, I'll deal with the pink eye. I give them whatever I can, $1, a quarter, something, food. And it's just, if you just do one act like that of kindness a day, it is still selfish because you're doing it for you, but you make them feel better, but you feel great.
Yeah.
If you just do it once a day, and then it's never usually just once. It usually turns into multiple.
Once you pop, you can't stop.
It's Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop.
It's like Pringles. When you give homeless people money, it feels good, and it's like a sour cream and onion Pringle.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I wrap dollar bills around each individual Pringle chip, put them back in, give it to the homeless person.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
I am the type of guy who, more than not, when someone approaches me, will actually give money. Like I
doesn't freak you out. I know you want to give the money, but we have to be.
I always want to give, and I always get like because they say like, oh, they might buy drugs and OD, all this stuff. I'm like,
it's their life.
Do what you got to do. Yeah,
it's my prerogative. Do you ever give food?
It's my life. I told you I do give food.
Right.
I told you one time the guy sent me to the store for him.
Yeah.
I was late. I was going to Dave Smith's special taping.
Shout out Dave Smith.
Shout out Dave Smith.
Smith is the Samaha of Lebanon. Samaha is a very common last name in Lebanon.
Right.
It's like the Smith of Lebanon. So if Dave Smith was from Lebanon, his name would be Dave Samaha.
Right. And if you want to, commit a crime or do something where you need to just blend into the Lebanese, you rename yourself Samaha.
Samaha.
Yeah. What's a common first name?
Aziz.
Aziz Samaha.
So if I said, hi, I'm Aziz Samaha,
nobody will
literally be anybody.
You get lost in a crowd.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Aziz Samaha is John Smith.
That's our John Smith.
Wow.
Shout out Aziz Samaha.
Yeah. I mean, how many of them are there, right? It's like Patel.
Yeah.
In
you just
Indian
get
culture.
In there. Yeah. So you had to go
like Russo in Italian. Yeah. So
Dave Smith's.
So there was a homeless guy there, and I had extra food. What was it? It was a
rigatoni bolognese.
No, I forgot what it was. I had blueberries from home. A thing of organic blueberries.
I love
blueberries.
blueberries.
I had a leftover food, not even leftover. It was a salad I didn't eat, something like that. I gotta remember. But I got out and there was a guy there and he's like asking for food. And I went over and I said, "Oh, I have this if you like it." And I gave it to him and he opened it up. And he's like, "Nah, I don't want it." And I was like, "Oh, well, what?" I forget exactly what the food was. And I was late, right? So I gave him the food. And he goes, "I don't want this." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm late." And he goes, "Well, can you just go in and buy me something from over there?" And he pointed to a Dunkin' Donuts. And I was like, all right. He was yelling at everybody. I told you this story once before. He was yelling at everyone that walked by. And it was really weird. And so I went again. He said he didn't want the salad. It was a brand new salad. He goes, "But you can go into Dunkin' Donuts and get me." He said something like a frittata or whatever it was. I don't know. And I was like, "But I'm late for." And he goes, You just go get it."
And did you?
I went. I said,
"Yeah,
I'm going to get it for you." I walked to Dunkin' Donuts. I got in and there was a line. I'm like, "Oh, God damn it. Like, I'm going to be late." Like, once they close the doors on a special table, you can't get in.
Can't get in.
So I'm waiting I'm like, all right, let me just wait online. I wait online like 5-6 minutes. I get up there. They don't have what he likes. So I think I went into the store, and got him blueberries or something. I went to the next store. He said something about blueberries. I brought him it. I gave him it, right? And I go, "They didn't have what you want." So I gave him something else. I'm fucking at the store. Then I go to Dave Smith's special taping. And when I come back out, I walk past the car. He's still there. And he's screaming, cursing me out. And I'm like, I'm the guy from before that waited online
Yeah.
for you in Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
I offered you one meal. You turned it down. I went to Dunkin' Donuts. I waited online. They didn't have what you wanted. I went to the deli. I got you something else. I'm like, I'm that guy. You just call me a fucking idiot.
But because
It was like we never had a relationship.
well, like it's one of those things where I would assume probably heavily on drugs, right?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Probably I would. The thing is,
I
sometimes
wish I knew the story. I really fucked that story up. It was not entertaining. It
Well-
wasn't cohesive. And it was probably spotty on what actually happened because I really forgot. I've told the story before, but I got to go back and think of it. Don't you hate when that happens?
It
It was
happens
a
to me.
wonderful story. I used to tell it, and people used to like laugh because it was a real fun little ditty.
Yeah, and I it happens to me more often than not that I can't remember something.
Such a funny turn of events.
There's
I forgot
it.
it.
You know what's a thing that there's new research now that's saying that they think that you inherit memories. Did we speak about this? Where when you have a child or your child or your mom or dad
No.
passes their memories to you
No.
deep into your subconscious, and deja vu might be one of your father or mother's or grandfather or grandmother's memories popping up, and that's why you feel like you've been there before because you have, but it wasn't you.
Do you believe that?
I do believe.
That makes some
Can you
type
Google,
of sense to me.
Are memories inherited? And then also, dot. What does Lebanon look like from space?
Yes, correct.
Topography ? Bullshit.
What is Blue Chew, Chris? Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable tablets and at a fraction of the cost, and it comes right to your door discreetly. You can take them day or night. Okay, you can plan ahead, or it's ready whenever the opportunity arises.
Listen, not everybody likes to swallow pills. It's a lot easier to chew.
Yeah.
I'm a chew guy.
I like chewing.
I'm Chrissy Chews. That's what they call me. And I like Blue Chew because I can still get the same effects, as we said, as Viagra, Cialis, but I don't have to swallow it. I chew it. And the thing I love about Blue Chew the most, no doctor visits. This is done online.
Sign up at bluechew.com.
That's all you got to do. There's no awkward conversations. It comes to your door in a discreet package. These tablets are made in the USA, and it literally, Blue Chew is, I use them. I got friends that use them. Nothing but rave reviews with Blue Chew, and I'm telling you right now, you can actually get it for free if you use our promo code. This is serious. Right now, go to bluechew.com, put in the promo code HeyBabe. All you do is pay the $5 shipping, and you're going to get the first month free. First month, that is a month of free erections on Blue Chew. That's right. It's a beautiful thing. BlueChew.com, promo code HeyBabe, $5 shipping fee. First month is free.
We thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. And that's basically it, babe. If you can benefit from extra confidence when it's time to perform, chew it and do it. Have better sex.
Sponsored. Rocket Money, burning all up your subscriptions. Rocket Money used to be True, Bill.
Used to be.
Rocket Money, I think, is one of these companies that we're going to look back in 20 years and be like, that company changed the world, changed the game. Like an Amazon, like a Microsoft. Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill, it is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. How many times, Sally Retro, do we literally forget about a subscription we have, and then we're paying all this money? Rocket Money finds it, cancels it.
All the damn time. Everyone has that problem. They solved a problem.
Right.
Okay. And I recommend this to everyone I know. Even my family has it all.
Yeah.
Because I know my mom doesn't know how to cancel subscription. My dad doesn't know.
Yeah.
I give them this, they signed up, and that's it. This is one of those things that there's no reason for you not to get it.
No reason for you not to get it. Over 3 million people, which actually was the ratings for Impractical Jokers last week, 3 million people have used Rocket Money, saving the average person up to $720 a year. That's a lot of Yeezys.
So stop throwing your money away, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/heybabe. That's rocketmoney.com/heybabe, rocketmoney.com/heybabe.
That's crazy.
Okay,
I never thought of that concept, and it makes so much sense.
Yeah. While theories about the inheritance of specific memories have been thoroughly disproven, some researchers have asserted that more general associations formed by previous generations can pass from generation to generation through genome. But this is an old theory because the new research is saying they believe it to be true. Possibly. Possible.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's fantastic.
Wouldn't that
That's
be
unbelievable.
Wild, dude? Wouldn't that be wild? I told you about the story with my daughter Did I tell you how sense of humor is inherited, and I have the proof of that? Did I tell you I have the proof of that?
No, please.
So, I Delilah, my daughter, my youngest one, she was about 3, right? In preschool, whatever. Go to pick her up from preschool, and the teacher is there, and she's laughing. She goes, "Your daughter is a riot." I was like, "Oh, really?" I said, "She's rioting? What's going on?"
Right.
And I said, "Is that what you're teaching in the school? Because I support it, but I'd like to know if she's going to be at a riot."
Right.
And she goes, and no, she says she's a riot. She's so funny. I said, "What happened?" And she said, "I've been a preschool teacher a long time."
Yeah.
She was like, your daughter, a lot of times kids do the same joke. They pull a ponytail, they flick a booger. It's the same bits pretty much over and over and over.
Ponytail, booger, flick.
They're all hacks. She said, "Your daughter did something that I haven't seen in any 20, 30 years I've been teaching. I've never seen a kid do this." She went in the back and she started, it was time for dismissal. She started putting on everybody's coats.
You told me this.
Hit me with the headphones then. Oh, okay. So I'll say for the people that she started putting on everybody's.
It was a long time ago.
She started putting on everybody's coats. And I was like, "Oh my God, how so funny," whatever. Laughing and silly, a silly little girl, whatever. Took her to my mom's house that night. Telling my mom, I'm like, "Ma, the baby did something so funny." She said, "Oh, what'd she do?" I said, "She put on all the kids' coats."
Showed you a photo.
Yep. My mom was like, "Wait, what?" Goes to my room, comes out with a box of all the photos, pulls out a photo of me at 3 years old putting on everybody's coats already on.
That's
never spoke about it to my daughter. Never. She had no idea.
So did you think,
inherited a bit?
You think that she basically is a joke thief then?
Yeah. Oh, she's being actively sued.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't parallel thinking.
I don't think it was. It wasn't parallel thinking. Joe Rogan actually made a video about her.
Okay.
About other instances where she stole.
Okay, so we don't know if she can be trusted.
Ari Shafir is out there in her face. Ari Shafir is in her face in school.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember she was also told me that joke about, if you send all the Mexicans back, who's going to build the wall?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she stole that from me.
Yeah.
And whatever. But hey, it's what it is. But that's an instance where I have proof of.
That's so cool, though.
Of a sense of humor where
that's
it's
so
like
cool.
She did, and even it's weird. Like when you have kids, they just do some of it's just learned behavior, but some of it's like the way she sleeps is like my mother has said this to me. Like she sleeps like you.
Yeah.
Like she's contort. Like your body's it's just like we have the same brain chemistry.
Yeah, that's
it's
so
weird.
Cool. That's cool.
It's a cool weird thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think talking about the memories and all this new updated science stuff is kind of nuts, and all these conspiracies coming true. It's.
Do you think that we'll be able to download our mind or memories at one day? Do you think that? I don't really get, how even Pimp will talk about how everything's a simulation and things like that. I mean, it's not a simulation, right? I don't understand how they're saying that we're going to be able to transfer, they're going to turn this into some type of digital coding. How are we going to download or preserve or transfer memory? That's what they're saying. I've read articles about that.
Because I think that they're saying now
upload your life memory to a server. How do you?
I don't know exactly the science behind it, but I think that what they're saying is that just the advancements we've made in the last 40, 50 years in technology, we're very close to most likely being able to or probably already have clone someone and things like that. And I think that they're saying that if we've advanced this quickly in just 50 years, wouldn't it be logical to think that we've gotten so advanced that if we are really just a product of advanced civilization, that advanced civilization is so advanced that we would not even recognize that we're not real. We're not the base reality.
Right.
We're a product of the base reality.
Right.
But then in a sense, we are still the base reality, because let me remind you, every step towards the goal is the goal. Don't forget that.
Wow.
It's about the journey
of course.
To the destination.
And that's important.
Every step towards the goal is the goal.
It's even hard to practice what you preach, but that's true.
My goal is to one day do stand-up at Madison Square Garden. So every step I take, every show I do, from the Village Lantern to the Maui Taco to my Tampa Theater where I'm going to Burns after, to my corporate gig at DraftKings, to the shows we have on sale in Fort Myers and Jacksonville, every step towards that goal is the goal. Every show is Madison Square Garden.
Right.
Because it's irrelevant. Your destination is irrelevant. It's the journey to the destination.
Yeah.
And also, let me remind you this, my brother. Today are the good old days.
I know
So
that.
stop reminiscing about
that.
the good old days, because you are living in a good old day right now.
This is basically the therapy I had this morning at 8 o'clock.
Better help.
I'm not even kidding you.
Promo code Hey Babe. That's all. I just urge you. I urge you.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. Like, I have to, that's something I'm working on in my life right now. Like, genuinely working on.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're genuinely working on on that. Yeah.
No, really, that because like every single, we will be like, remember when we were sitting in your thing doing our podcast one day? Like, don't you wish, like, I missed those days? So every single moment is the good old days, and it's, you know it, but it's hard sometimes to accept it and act as such.
The nostalgia that we were talking about last episode about kids and all that. This is nostalgia today.
Oh, yeah.
You are in the nostalgia.
You're in the nostalgia.
You're in the good old days always.
I know.
My father is in his mid-70s, and we'll talk about good old days from 10 years ago when he was in his mid-60s, and we're 30 years away from that.
Sing it, sister.
So it's like you just have to stay in the present and remember everything is happening now.
I understand,
It's
but
now.
I know, and I have this thing where I long for the past, the nostalgia. I have trouble being present, and I fear the future. And that's not a good place that you want to be. And even when I dig deep, I dig my heels into the fact that right now is the nostalgia, I then get anxiety because it's just slipping through my fingers in the moment.
I think in the words of Elsa from Frozen, let it go is what I think you need to do, is let it go, because I think that you actually gain more control of your life when you step back and try not to control it.
I understand that, but my genetic composition, my brain chemistry is such that I can understand that, be fully aware of that concept, agree with you, but still not achieve letting it go.
What about a lobotomy?
It's either that or I got to just buy Don't Sweat the Small Stuff and read it a few times.
Oh, that or the 4-Hour Work Week you can read. Tim Ferriss.
The 4-Hour Work Week, what's that?
Yeah, mini retirements and go on mini vacations. Tim Ferriss.
4-hour or 4-day work week?
4-Hour Work Week. Tim Ferriss Wheel.
But what does that imply, a 4-hour work week?
In other words,
Because sign me up.
In other words, you got kids. Let's say I got, rather than trying to work your whole life to retire forever, be retiring and going on vacation while you're living your life. Let's say this. I got 3 kids, right? Let's say I got my kids. Sometimes it's hectic, 3 bambines. I get them all strapped into the car seat. Rather than, got my kids in a safe spot, rather than just running into the driver's seat, going to drive, dealing with yelling, all that. As I shut the door of the kid in the back, say, rather than walking to my right into my car seat, right into my driver's seat, walk around the back, take 5 seconds for yourself to take a mini break, a mini vacation in your mind, kind of settling, breathing air, not thinking about them, knowing they're safe, and just kind of living in the moment just for 5 seconds. Sometimes 5 seconds is all it is. Then get in the car and prepare yourself. Now you're back at work. Rather than working hard to say I'm going to take a year off, take a year, and then every 2 weeks if you can, like say with the business we have, take a day off where you're doing nothing. Don't let everything roll into the next. You always have enough time to take a break. Always.
I understand.
Even if it's mini breaks and mini retirements. And then the 4-hour work week kind of says, rather than they need you to be, the government wants you to be a slave to the clock. That's why they set up school has to be at this time, and this and everything is regimented, because the more time you stay in that box, you're more tired, the less time you have to think, the poorer your nutrition is. It's a whole thing. Next. And he says, get out of there.
Well, he's saying that the function of the government is
Well,
inherently
he's not saying
made
that.
to,
I'm putting words in the book.
Okay,
I'm
okay.
now.
You just added a chapter.
This is now
An
by Tim
addendum.
Ferriss and Chrissy Distefano. This is the new updated 4-hour
Okay.
work week on Hey Babe.
But he's saying that you could take a break in the moment when you're working and then just get into that psychology where you're not. I get what you're saying. So, like, for example, like,
Hey, guy, yes, Sal's on vacation right now. So, but he said I can go ahead and do the show without him while he's on vacation. It's just a quick vacation. He said it's mini, and that's good. He got to rest. But yeah, I think. Oh, did I tell you guys? By the way, I got the Vice show coming out. March 7th is when it starts. Produced by Jimmy Kimmel. I'm going to be doing the couch on Jimmy Kimmel's show. That'll be fun. And all new stand-up dates. We've added a 4th show at the Wilbur in Boston. A 4th show, ChristyComedy.com for Tiki Wikis. And a whole bunch of new dates. Texas, San Antonio, Austin. Oh, Sal's back from vacation. How was it, dude?
I feel relaxed, actually.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone told me that you're going to Boston. When's that?
Yeah, March. So we had put 2 shows on sale on March 24th. They sold out in like the first show. This never happened before. The first show in the Wilbur sold out in like an hour.
Boston rocks, and the Wilbur
Rocks.
sells out like that. We're doing
Then the 25th is we added 2 more shows. So
okay,
now we got 4 shows.
I don't know
March
when
24,
this is
25.
coming out. No, this is probably
This
already
2 weeks, I think.
Last week I played the 2 at the Wang.
At the Wang?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was fantastic. But see, the thing is, we haven't been
Did you
on
take
tour
a break?
in the middle.
Yeah.
There was an intermission, and mini intermissions. That's what
Yeah.
you got to do. Little intermissions. We didn't know because I haven't been on tour. It's with the guys now. The Practical Jokers tour is on right now. 50 cities. ImpracticalJokersLive.com.
Yep.
Every weekend we're out. Check for your dates. Check for your cities. Last weekend. Check this out. What happened last weekend?
Check it.
We weren't in. I haven't been on tour with them in like 3+ years. So
Because of the pandemic.
yeah, so we didn't know how to gauge what venues to play again. So in some places it's theaters, in some places, knock on wood, thank God, bless you, it's still like an arena,
Right.
whether it's lower bowl, full, whatever it is, someplace. So in Boston, the last time we played there, we played TD Bank Arena.
TD Garden.
TD Garden.
Which, by the way, no disrespect to TD Garden, but we think Chase is better.
I'm not going to get into that right now.
Okay.
Because that could get bloody.
That could get bloody.
But anyways, we didn't know if we should book the Garden again. And so we booked
Madison Square.
TD Garden.
Oh.
In Boston. We didn't know.
Right.
Because I played there last week in Boston. So we did 2 Wangs. The Wangs are $3,500 a pop, and it sold out right away. So we could have done the TD Garden.
Right. It sold out in what, like less than a day?
It's sold out. So before we
7,000 tickets.
No,
If you
not
could
less
sell-
than a day. It's just.
But if you could sell 7,000 tickets in, let's say, a week or two's time, you could keep it going.
They said we could have sold another Wang, and now you're getting into 10,500, which is the TD Garden. So we didn't do it. But the night that I was at the Wang for 2 shows, Big Jay Okerson was next door at the Wilbur, and Bert was at the TD Garden.
And Bert
The
Kreischer.
same night, we were all there together.
Wow.
2
And
weeks
it's almost
ago.
like it hasn't. Yeah, I was going to say it happened. And see, this is the thing with time. It happened.
It happened February 4th.
Yeah, it happened 2 weeks ago, but yet it still hasn't happened.
Right.
Right? Because you just
Life is a
everything's
cir- it's a
happening at
circle.
once. So what's
True
the difference
detective.
if it happened 2 weeks ago or if it happened next week?
Right.
It's all happening.
Everything,
at once,
everywhere, all at once.
which I heard is a fantastic movie.
You should see it.
Is it worth it to see?
It's fun.
Yeah. What a good title. Everything, everywhere, all at once.
It's a bit wordy. Oh, do you know did I tell you to watch this new Nicolas Cage movie? I probably did, and you probably didn't. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
No.
I think that's what it's called. It's a new movie with Nicolas Cage where he plays himself. It's unbelievable.
Really?
So good. So funny. So much fun. I laughed out loud throughout the whole thing. I LOL'd out ROFLMAO.
Oh, Pedro Pascal. I love Pedro Pascal.
He's great. They're both so good in it, dude. You got to watch this movie. Okay.
Okay. All right. The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. We're going to watch. Yeah, there's good
like it. I promise.
There's good movies out lately.
Yeah.
Right?
Baby, my 2 favorite words in the English language. What are they?
HelloFresh.
I love it. America's #1 meal kit, folks.
Not number 2, not
No.
number 3.
You know what March is?
Number 3 would be impressive.
Number 3 was there. #1. What March is not only is it International Women's Month, shout out, it is National Nutrition Month is March, and HelloFresh makes it easy to choose delicious dietitian-approved meals. All you got to do is look for the dietitian win tag on the menu. Choose for meals under 700 calories and with 1/3 less sodium, babe. That's
gotta
what it is.
love it.
You want to power up a protein?
Yeah.
Do it. It's easier than ever with HelloFresh. Just check the protein smart tag on the menu. Quickly find recipes featuring 30 grams or more of protein, like 1-pot pork and black bean chili or creamy Dijon dill chicken.
I love it. HelloFresh makes it easy to eat what you love. Customize select meals by swapping proteins on sides or even adding protein to a veggie dish. And now you can even upgrade to organic chicken or organic ground beef on selected meals.
Yes, I love it. And right now, you're going to get a great discount. All you got to do is go to HelloFresh.com/HeyBabe60 and use the code HeyBabe60 for 60% off plus free shipping. We say it every week. We do not know how this company makes money because they give so much food away for free.
Yes.
All you got to do one more time, HelloFresh.com/HeyBabe60. Use the code HeyBabe60, 60% off plus free shipping. HelloFresh.
America's #1 meal kit.
Would you want to be a movie actor? Do you see that next? Would you like to be in a movie?
I'm not gonna say that's what I'm. Yes, I would. I would like to do that.
Yeah.
It's not like I want to be like that's my job, but I really want to investigate that. I really like.
What
to
do you want to do when the Joker's ends? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I want to do stand up, and I'd like to do some scripted, whether it be television or some movies.
So that's what you're going to put the energy in.
I think into developing other shows, and then also going out of my own out of my own circle and participating in someone else's
Do
project.
you think you could take a break? Do you think you could say, I'm a guy, I want to just do 3 months of just nothing?
I have to probably do that.
You think you're going to do that?
I'm dying to do that.
Right.
I'm dying to do that.
Right.
So the 4 hours, I still don't understand.
Let me just be.
Why is it a 4-hour work week?
Let me be upfront and honest with you. I read about 5 pages of it.
Okay, and then you took a break.
And then listen.
You took a break.
Yeah, took a break, and then listen to a few minutes of it on an audio podcast. So I don't have on an audio book. I'm sorry. So I don't really have the answers yet. But what I want to do for you is over the next 2 weeks, see if I can finish that book and then kind of have more insight into what I've learned.
Well, I don't want to pile more work on you. You got to take a.
It's not piling
take
more
a
work
break.
on me. It's not piling more work on me.
Okay.
No, there's actually, you want to know? Here, wait. You know what? Oh, okay. You know what? Let me hold on, because I just got to get my hand. Can I take a mini, just a 2-second mini retirement?
Please.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Let me just.
Guys, I'll tell you what. ImpracticalJokersLive.com for tickets. We're doing February 16th in North Charleston. We're doing February 17th at the Spectrum Center in Charlotte. February 18th at the Delago Resort and Casino in Waterloo. February 19th at Capital One Arena in Washington, D.C. March 9th, Niagara Falls. March 10th, Prudential Center in Newark. March 11th, the Toyota Dome in Wallingford. March 12th, the UBS Arena in Long Island. Shout out New York Islanders. And it goes on and on. Green Bay, Milwaukee, Rosemont, Seattle, Portland, Utah, Denver, Arlington, Austin, Sugar Land, where we were last year, Schottenstein in Columbus, Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland's going to be a good one, and so on and so forth. Detroit, are you back from vacay?
Hey. Nope. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Just keep it. There's even more dates than that. ImpracticalJokersLive.com.
ImpracticalJokersLive.com.
We kicked off the tour this weekend.
You did?
Yeah,
Where'd
I
you
went
kick it
to
off?
Reading, Pennsylvania.
Good part of PA.
For a douche, and I went to we actually did Stony Brook, Long Island. We did the college for 2.
Oh, I love Stony Brook.
The kids were awesome. They were
Seawolves.
awesome. Is that what they are?
Yeah.
Didn't speak about that, but
Yeah.
and it was the first time we did this material in that kind of environment.
Going well?
It came together.
Good.
I can't believe it, but it actually came together.
Yeah.
Like, because we were just running podcast shows at all the
Right.
little clubs for like the last 3 months. And it just fucking all came together. And we had 4 shows this weekend, and they were all fucking slamming.
Amazing. Good.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Good. Where are you going to be this weekend? Oh, well, no, it doesn't.
Well,
we'll do the dates.
Yeah, we'll do it.
But I want to tell you, because I don't know when it's coming out, I want to fuck it up. So I found this Instagram. It's from the Spread Love movement. It's originally from Sahil Bloom of Cafe. Take it up with Sahil Bloom.
Take it up with Sahil
Take it up
Bloom.
with Sahil Bloom. So he says, today is my 32nd birthday. Over the last month, I asked.
What are you reading me right now?
I'm reading you something from Sahil Bloom.
But he emailed you?
No, this is something that I found on, or I think my friend Brian might have sent this to me. It's from the Spread Love Movement Instagram account.
Oh, I'm sorry, you said that. Okay.
Repurposed from Sahil. Take it up with Bloom Cafe.
Okay.
So it's at Sahil Bloom on Instagram, but Sahil Bloom Cafe on Hey Babe.
Okay.
So he says, today is my 32nd birthday. Over the last month, I asked several 90-year-olds what advice they would give to
90?
Yeah.
I love
90.
it. I love
what
it.
they would give to their 32-year-old selves. Here's the life advice everyone needs to hear, and I'd like to read some of it.
I know this.
1, now and then break out the fancy china and drink the good wine for no reason at all.
I love it. Oh,
Dance at weddings until your feet are sore.
I do it.
Tell your partner you love them every night before falling asleep. Someday, you'll find the other side of the bed empty and wish you could.
Oh, I didn't hear the end of that.
Don't fear sadness
that,
as
though.
it tends to sit right next to love. Sadness and love sitting right there. When you see someone crying hysterical, when you see someone, somebody said this, I forgot who it was, but in ancient Greek, hysteria from far away.
Thomas?
When you see someone,
Yeah.
yes, when you see someone laughing hysterical or crying hysterical from far away, you can't determine which one it is. They're just hysterical. So this is what he means by this. Sadness and love is right there. They're very close to each other. So
Okay.
don't fear sadness as it tends to sit right next to love. Treat your body like a house you have to live in for another 70 years.
I treat my body like a fucking Airbnb rental.
Yeah.
A 24-hour Airbnb
You're
rental.
treating it like an Airbnb rental in Miami on a bachelorette night.
That's exactly what's happening here, and I need to take that advice.
Yes.
It's my temple.
Never raise your voice except for at a ball game. Do one good deed every single day, but never tell anyone about it. Give the food to the homeless.
Right.
Don't tell anybody about it.
Go to Dunkin' for the homeless.
That's it. Time doesn't heal anything when it comes to relationships. Don't delay difficult conversations. Find the things that make your eyes light up. Do more of those. Always remind yourself that your track record for making it through your bad days is perfect. You always make it through the bad days.
That's an interesting.
You always
one.
made it through the bad
Sure,
days.
Sure.
You're here, babe.
This too shall pass.
If something has a minor issue, repair it. Minor issues become major issues over time. Applies equally to love, friendships, health, and home. It's just minor. We all have minor issues right now. Go and repair them. The most damning lie you can tell is the lie you tell it yourself.
Yeah, I knew that one.
No one has ever argued their way to happiness. Can't argue your way to happiness. You either got it comes from within. So you got to just feel it.
Well, OJ got acquitted.
It's a good point. There's a caveat in there,
Yeah.
Sahil Bloom. What about OJ? If you're going to lose a fight, make sure the other person thinks twice before fighting you again.
Oh, that was a little bit different than the rest of them.
That one seems like it came from like a World War II veteran. Yeah. Getting old is no picnic, but it's much better than the alternative.
Getting young?
Yeah.
Passing.
Yep.
Is that what it is? What's
yeah.
the alternative?
I guess death.
Not being here at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rather be here than not be here.
You may occasionally disappoint others, but make sure to never disappoint yourself.
Wow. I mean, a lot of this stuff is great advice. It's tough to practice all this. Plus, when you walk away, how do you remember all that?
It's I know.
You got to put it into practice, but
Never let a good friendship atrophy. Send the text, make the call, plan the trip. Good friendships must be treasured.
oh, I agree.
When you meet someone, look them in the eye, give them a firm handshake, and call them by their name. Give everybody.
That's the advice that someone said that they would give their self from 60 years earlier.
Yeah. It's just shake your hand and call everybody by their name.
That one was like
some of them are senile.
If I was like, hey, you're 90, what would you tell yourself when you were 30? I would tell people to say,
Shake it. Here's a good one. Give everybody a second chance, but never a third.
So this is now changing a little bit to a little bit more.
We're having different kinds of 90-year-olds. I like this.
Remember, if someone doesn't even give you, fuck them.
Oh, here's a good one. The good old days are always happening right now.
That's
Big.
the one. That's
Yeah.
the one. And that should be good. But that also gets me depressed. I don't know why.
Here's another one, which again, I don't know how to take this one. Whenever you hug someone, make sure they are the one to let go first. So that's good advice, but it's also it's a creepy old guy.
Yeah, that was good advice then, but ever since about 2016, that's not
cannot
good
do that
advice.
anymore.
No.
If it's raining on a warm summer evening, go outside and dance in it. Okay?
I like
Pneumonia,
that a lot.
bit of a pneumonia risk.
Yeah. You never know, but
Taking no risk is the biggest risk you can take. Regret from inaction is always more painful than regret from action.
sure.
It doesn't have to be
How many
perfect.
90-year-olds did he talk to?
I think he talked to
All of
there's
them.
a few more.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be perfect for it to be wonderful.
Okay, I love that.
When
I love
in
all
doubt, love. We can always use more love.
this. I agree with that.
Looking presentable is a matter of self-respect. When you're feeling down, smile at yourself in the mirror for a full minute. That seems psychotic.
That's wild.
That's a psychotic
That's a
one.
guy that definitely.
This is someone who has schizophrenia.
Yeah, that's a guy that definitely got hit with some shrapnel.
Travel as much as you can. Collect one token from every trip to remember it by.
I mean, we're trying to not be so. I'm trying to do the opposite of that now.
Yeah, it's
too much clutter.
And also, it's like
Marie
everybody's
Kondo.
got Metro. Nobody does tokens anymore.
Right,
Everyone's got some digital.
Yeah.
If there's something bothering you, ask yourself whether it will matter in 1 month. If not,
You-
let it go right now.
You do this. You
I do
told me
this
that
one.
You-
Yeah,
you
it's
told me
different
that.
wording.
Well, yeah,
It's not going to matter in 5 months. Don't give it more than 5 minutes.
Okay.
That's my wording, but it's the same.
okay.
Stop trying to change people who don't want to be changed.
It's not going to happen.
You may win the argument, but if
Time
you
out.
lose the friend, what was the point?
Okay.
Stubborn pride is the downfall of many men and women. Learn to forget the slight hurts and avoid grudges.
I agree with that.
Do one thing that challenges your mind every single day. A crossword puzzle, math problem, anything. Daily exercise will keep your mind sharp for the long haul. If something isn't working and your gut tells you to try harder, first ask whether there's just an easier way to do it. Allow your kids to fail. You will hate it, but it's very important.
That's tough, man.
Tough. My older one's failing without, even trying. So that's good. She's good. She's got some issues with math. There's nothing wrong with shedding old relationships as you grow and change. That's another big one. We've talked about that before. Whoever you are today, you may not be that person 10 years ago because we're all just bags of chemistry. We change. You don't have to bang your head against the wall if the connection's not there anymore.
Yeah.
No amount of money is ever worth trading for your peace of mind. Okay?
Debatable, but yes.
Okay, but it's out
No,
there.
I fully agree. I fully agree on that.
Hey, if your kid wants to dance in line at the store, join them.
That I agree with.
Join them.
Hell yes. That's my favorite one so far.
Smile and say good morning to strangers on the street.
I do it.
Last one, laugh loudly and unapologetically whenever you feel like it. That's another psychosis one.
Yeah, that's literally the fucking Joker.
Yeah. What'd you think of those?
I liked it. I liked them a lot. It's a lot to take in and a lot to process and to remember to put into practice.
Right.
A lot of them were things I've heard, and a lot of things were saying things we've heard different ways. I wonder if I should read those things more often, daily, reminders, affirmation, you know what I mean?
Follow Sahil Bloom Cafe on Instagram.
Okay.
Or I'll send that to you.
You know what I realized recently? I realized I was high at home. I had won in an auction a newspaper from Back to the Future from the movie, an on-screen newspaper.
That's pretty cool.
From Back to the Future 2. I won it at an auction, and it's it's one of my favorite movies. I got it framed. And it's up, and it's the movie right now in 2025 will be 40 years old. Wow. Okay, and I got this in 2015 at the 30-year anniversary. Okay, so now I've had it for 8 years, and the newspaper has yellowed. Now it was when I bought it, they had kept it sealed, and it was nicer than it is now. And when I went to get it framed, it was a lot of money. I went to get it framed, and I said to the guy, is there any way to keep this from yellowing? And he's like, not really, not unless you mount it on linen permanently. And then it's stuck to the linen. So I don't know if it's because it's a newspaper that kind of opened up. I don't know if you're going to want to do that. So I passed on it. It's yellowed over the years. This is a thing, one of my things I love that I pay a lot of money for, of my favorite movie that's supposed to bring me joy. It's hanging in my hallway. And every single fucking day when I pass it, I get anxiety because I'm watching it get deteriorate and get yellow and get literally the quality of it's getting ruined as it hangs there in my thing. I'm supposed to walk by that thing and get joy from it. And the thing I love, I walk by all the time. And I just realized it the other day that I knew I was getting stressed, but I'm like, every time I pass that, I'm stressed out because I'm watching it deteriorate. And I go up to it every few days to see if my eyes can pick up on the fact that it has gotten more deteriorated.
Move it to a place you can't see.
Well, what I realized is I should just go back, open it up, get it mounted on the linen now because it'll stop progression and it might regress the deterioration a
Then do
little
that.
bit.
Yep.
But it will, in essence, destroy the newspaper in its form, which was where the value was applied. But then I said to myself, I bought that to enjoy it. I'm not looking to turn it over for a
cares
profit
about the
every
resell?
time.
Yeah.
So why not just
Get it
pay
on the
money?
linen.
Because it's mine.
Yeah.
It's for me. So I'm going to go back now. I'm going to have it open back up and run through the process of
Then
doing
that's
that.
what you do.
But it was wild for me to realize that something that I passed by that was one of my favorite possessions that's supposed to bring me joy, that exact item every day when I walked by it was giving me stress and anxiety.
Yeah,
It still is right now because it's still hanging
Well,
there.
that happens too with like not similar but different. Where again, sometimes you want to have so much control, but you realize like you're not in control, and sometimes having less control gives you less anxiety. Like in the world we live in, it's like I wanted, when I send my kids to school, Apple AirTags. Watch, I got to know where their location is all the time.
I feel like I'm going to want it to be like that
I
one day.
stopped because it was giving me so much anxiety because if the thing didn't update
Yes.
or whatever. So now
Meanwhile, we used to just open the door, walk out, and just be back by 5.
let it go and there's no anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, God forbid if something happened, God forbid.
Yeah.
I will deal with it. I've now made a commitment to myself. I will deal with things as they come. If nothing
That's
is
so
here to be
hard to
dealt with,
do.
I'll stay happy because I've just let go. I've also let go about like, I've put the same value on time and money. So now it's just like
Correct. That's big.
I don't need to necessarily add the extra night or add the extra show. What I need is to have more time back.
Yeah.
So I'm like, make enough money, God willing, that you can have your life that your family wants. But it's like at so many points now, I just try to find time.
Yeah, time
Where
is
I
what-
don't care because you're always going to have people in your life who want you to do more.
Yeah,
Always.
yeah.
But you can't really listen to them because
It's-
they're not you.
It's so hard to learn how to
I'm
say
you.
no and to learn how to value time. But it's like you get into this machine where you also feel like I need to store as much fucking acorns for the winter as possible. I just liken myself to a
Right.
squirrel, but it's like you want to take care of your family, right? And so you want to work as hard as you can because especially like if you come from kind of pretty much nothing really, you know what I mean?
Right.
And you find yourself where you are in a position that you're successful and you can take care of your family. Like, I don't know. I always like put it on me to be like, you have to take every opportunity because you have to take care of your family and you want them to be in the best possible position.
Yeah, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do then when one day when
you're
you
preaching-
drop dead
I know.
and then they're all going on without you? So it wouldn't matter.
I agree. And I'm
So
saying
I think
I feel that way, but I don't always put it into practice, but I'm hyper aware of that. So yeah, I mean, but where do you toe the line between fuck it and no, this does deserve a little more attention?
for me, I say to myself, it's always a value of the time away versus the money. So I'll say, if you want me to go away for more than 4 days, then it has to be enough money, in my opinion, where
Yeah.
I now have the opportunity to not have to go away at all again for like another month.
Oh
Like,
no, for sure I'm with you there, but I mean
Oh.
the fuck it like in general, like what you said, like just let go and I'll deal with it if it happens. Like, how do you like that whole like fuck it, just what it is what it is. How do you balance that attitude between when that attitude could become detrimental at some point, like in some scale?
By just trying my damnedest every day to stay in the present. I think about, I just stay in the present and I say, whatever is going to happen, issue I'm going to have to deal with tomorrow, I'll deal with that issue tomorrow.
I feel like you really do these things though, because
I've been
I know
trying.
you and like you'll give me that you'll say stuff like that, like advice to me like that. But then I actually see you doing it. I really do see you doing that. Like you'll say to me, like, just when like a lot of times when we're just having like
Yeah.
give me advice, and you'll say something like that, and then I'll see that you've put that into practice. So
Yeah.
I commend you for that.
Thank you.
Because
Well,
you do work at that shit.
I'm trying. I just kind of feel like I think, and the reason why we're all works in progress, but because my daughter's kids getting a little older, and I realize like, hey, they're gonna start to like absorb things from me subconsciously. So I want to try to be the best version of me, even though we'll never get there, but at least attempting to be. So what they're absorbing from me is at the very least my best shot at who I want to be as a person.
And you're there. I mean, it's a formative. I mean, they are taking more notes off from you than
Taking
you
it in.
realize.
Yeah.
There's so all that subconsciously.
Yeah.
How they're interpreting the actions, the way you
Yeah.
speak, what you do.
Everything.
Everything is being absorbed right now.
I just thought, yeah.
The reason that people are so fucked up and go to therapy. They half the time it's to get into therapy to undo everything that they learned from from their parents.
Yeah, because my take, listen, you gotta, as a parent, you always hear, well, you have to put yourself first because you have to be happy so everyone else can be happy, which I agree with. But I do feel that my main job as a human now, it is not comedy, it's not podcast, it is number one is dad. So I think
100.
about that first. Is number one is that is just the most important.
100.
So how can I be the best father? So when I think about it from that way, most of the things are, well, you're going to have to be a better leader then, and you're going to have to be a better version of yourself, and all those things. And then what starts to become clear almost immediately is money is not important. It is never, oh, you need more money. They don't care about the money.
Yeah.
It is all these other things. So it starts to make me feel like, okay, well, I'm going to then take less opportunity and less money, but it'll make me a better dad, hopefully, because I'll be home and with them, and then things move, and then that's how I think about it.
Yeah, and then
Chaz Palmenti- I'm sorry, not Chaz, who told me something that actually I just had another profound change recently. Thought pattern.
Was it Samantha Bloom?
No, it wasn't Samantha Bloom, although shout out Bloom Cafe. Unbelievable vegan cupcakes and sweets and really great food at Bloom Cafe. It was who was it? Where was I? Just last week, a very profound Louis C.K. With Louis C.K. was on the Chrissy Chaos podcast.
Here?
No, yeah. And so I said to him, he's a father, got 2 girls, I got 2 girls, and he said, I said to him, I'm thinking now, I'm young, whatever, my kids are young, so I'm going to do this thing where it's like I'm only going to try to go out 1 or 2 weekends a month in most situations. I'm going to try to be home so much because I've said, listen, they're little kids now, I get to be with them, whatever. Yeah. When they're 18, then that's when I'll go on a fucking bus tour and a world tour because they're going to not want to be with dad anyway, and they're, whatever. And he goes, you have that all wrong. And because his children are older now. And he goes, when you get older, when your kids get older, your time with them is more valuable because they have less time and you have less time. You're closer to death and they have less time because they have their own lives. So that one day or 2 hours a week that they have free to see you, you need to be there. So he said, so your time actually becomes even more valuable and becomes, you should be it should be even less as you get older. He said, so rather than thinking about, I got to do this or that, he said, just think about what the time versus the money value is. He said, because once you're a father and you have kids, then they will always be the most important thing in your life, and you'll always have to make a sacrifice for them with time away from them. He said, but I'm telling you, the time away from them as they get older is more precious and more valuable. So your thought process of, when I'm 50, I'll go on a world tour is all wrong. Okay. He said, if the world tour happens, if the opportunity presents itself now, then you should take it now. But you should do it once, he said. If you get an opportunity, just specifically for comedy, you should only do it once. He said, if you're going to get to that mountaintop, go around once, because you're not supposed. He had great advice. Said you're not supposed to be at the top of the mountain for that long. There's no air up there.
Right.
You're only supposed to do that shit once. Then you come back and then kind of like get a cruising altitude through life.
Okay.
Have a spike.
That's interesting.
Have a cruising altitude through life. He said, and that's how you can be the best.
Isn't he on his 5th world tour though?
No. Well, yes. Well, now he's good. Well, but a lot of the advice that he gave was because he lived through it.
I got it.
But that's how I think about, like, with the fucking attitude and all that stuff, is like I just think about, like my time with them versus my time away from them, and kind of not putting every emphasis on money, not putting it all on money, and kind of taking it away, taking myself out of it, and also kind of being protective of my own energy. Just being protective of my own energy with the thought of, I want the best parts of me and the most amount of my energy to be with my kids and my family.
Sure.
So I try to, at the very least, when I'm out working, expend just the amount of energy that I'm comfortable with and not anymore.
With
for example, some of the fans at the podcast were asking me why I don't do meet and greets anymore. If I came out through the back door and there were 50 people there wanted to take a picture with me, I would take a picture with every single one of them.
Right.
The reason why I stopped is because
I did the same.
I would charge them for a meet and greet, and I hated the way I felt because I just thought the act of this is wrong for me. It felt like I'm taking money from someone who I would do this for free. Actually, Matty Healy, the lead singer of the 1975, my favorite band, said it, and he articulated it in a way that I finally understood it and felt like that's what I've been trying to articulate. He said, if you're doing meet and greets, right, and you're out there, rather than going through Ticketmaster or through your agent, have the fan give you $25 cash. Have them give you $25 cash and take the pic and see how you feel.
Yeah.
You wouldn't feel that way after the show if you put a hat around because you just gave them your work.
Right.
That's different. But you would feel that way in the meet and greet. And I was like, that's how I feel. So I stopped that. But even more that, it would take so much energy for me. I realized how incredibly tired I was after it because you are now doing another show.
All of your energy. And it should be in between shows and then after the second show, and then you never stop.
No.
And you're talking the whole time. You're thinking the whole time. It's mental exhaustion.
So I said, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm giving them my performance, which is what I craft each and every day. I would gladly take a picture with anyone if I saw them, but no more. I'm not just giving my energy to everybody. That's why I got off social media. I was responding to too many people, talking to too many people, letting too many people's personalities, letting people's opinions affect my personality. I said, all that is sucking my energy. I need the energy for the kids.
Yeah.
So
that's
what's
online.
changed. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the perspective, that's the perspective you got to have. And, people don't know your experience. If a fan comes up to you, they're certainly not digging anything from your perspective or experience. And a lot of times people want more from you than even just a nod or even a picture is stopping, but they don't realize that if 30 people do that to you in a day, that cumulatively is like 20, 15, 20, 30 minutes,
time.
30 minutes a day. And it's like, well, I got to go get back to this. I got to do that. I got to do this. And it's like, you have to, as much as it sucks, you have to be like, this time has to be for me.
So that's what I try to do. I think be careful with your energy, I think is a big thing.
But one thing about the kids now, though, is like the young kids is like they never grow at such a rapid pace, both physically, mentally, as they do now. So I feel like now is something that if you miss it, you're never getting it back. But then if they hit a certain age, they're kind of like established in, whether it's teens or 20s, like they're that person and they're changing and they're growing and things like that. But like it's not at the rapid pace of like 0 to 15 years old. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like your time with your kid when they're 25 and 28 and 32 is going to be somewhat similar. I feel like than like your kid at 3, 7, and 10.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think too, like what I think about. You asked before, like, what do you think, like, with the fuck it attitude? I think also, if as far as I have a confidence enough in just myself, like, that's why I think education is important because I love what I do now with comedy, I really do, but I still have the physical therapy degree and the doctorate. So I feel even if I stop taking opportunities and whatever, and I just feel I'd always make at least enough. I'd be able to find out and get out there and at least make enough money that my family could be comfortable and survive. Yeah. So when I think about it that way, I'm like, okay, so then if that's the case, then why do I need to do all these dates in a row and always being all over the place? And I don't need to, because I feel like if we got to a point, if it's about money, I'll be able to make the money. What I won't get back is the time with them.
Yeah. Well, but it's the nature of our job, though. You have to grind, and if you're not, someone's taking your place. Right. And it's momentum. It's always forward. It's forward momentum. Right. And that's what I feel. I always get nervous that if I stop down, that momentum of me, getting better at what I do or having more people come see me, that's what I had to reconcile, because it's like I worked so hard to get here, and like you said, it's the journey. So I had to do all that to get here, right? And I had to keep doing it to get here. And if I want to get here, whether it just be for because because I love comedy, I want to get to this point in comedy, or because I got this far, and if I can achieve this. I got this far. All I need is to push it this much more, and I'm going to bump to that.
But then, see, even what you're saying is you're not living in the good old days. You're not living in the now, because you're like, everything becomes, well, what about the next thing? The next thing is there is no next thing.
Right.
It's whatever you did it happened.
Did you ever think about taking exactly what you have right now and figuring out how to make that last and what your budget should be based on what you have right now, and just retiring right now and living like a life where you can just 100% of the time do what you want. Like, you can only do that if you make save a certain amount of money. But like, I think about that. Like, if yes.
Oh no, sorry. Jasmine's just looking at me.
Oh, okay. Are we at time?
Oh, are you? Do you need me? No. Okay. I would think about yes.
Like,
I do
I even mean,
but
like,
for me, it's
not
not
that
possible.
you're rich. I just mean, even if you like go live in like
Cambodia or something.
yeah, or even like a place in like the you know, like I don't know, like the Poconos.
Yeah.
Where go to a place
A
where
lower cost of living.
Yeah, a low cost of living.
I have thought about that a lot, but then again, what it would take me from, again, just specifically about comedy is, I mean, I would do the comedy for free. We started, when you first start doing comedy, you do it for free. You actually lose money. You have to pay a club to get on stage. So while I would say, yes, I know what you mean, to retire and just do whatever you want, but I kind of feel like I do whatever I want really anyway, you know? So I kind of feel like I don't know that I would do that, only because I feel like, again, then without having something to be motivated for me,
motivation,
just like living in the Poconos or something, because it's a lower cost of living, and I wouldn't have to go out with a gun against my head to make money. I feel like my quality of life would probably go down because I'm not doing anything that I find like stimulating.
Yeah, I think we're stimulated people because we grew up in urban areas,
Yes.
right? So we have stimulation, as opposed to people that grew up in the countryside or wherever that is.
Right.
People that have much simpler lives,
Yeah.
but probably maybe that have clearer heads. But I do daydream of being like, dude, I just want to wake up, go sit on my porch, like a rocket chair, like you know what I mean? Like.
But why can't you do that? Why do you feel like you
just
can't do that?
like just like retirement, like just like.
Why don't you
wake
take a
up-
mini retirement? Why don't you go for a month and rent a Airbnb a house, let's say in the Catskills, and just do that for a month and just see? Because maybe after a month you'd be like, I don't want this. Is actually, it's almost good sometimes to do that, to kind of sit in what it is you think you want, and then you either realize like, I got to go towards that, or you realize, man, I don't want this. Look at Hannibal Buress. Hannibal Buress wasn't feeling motivated by comedy, so he just said, I'm leaving. And he was like a guy who did comedy as much as we did.
That was wild.
He said, I'm leaving and I'm doing music.
It's
because
wild.
he just followed his gut, which is, he's probably happier than all of them, everybody.
Yeah.
Because he left,
Yeah.
and he does his own thing now. And it's good for him. I don't know that I don't
Shout
know
out
if I
Hannibal
feel that way.
Buress.
Shout out Hannibal Buress. He's the best. So I don't know.
Okay. Well, we really got into it.
That's it. This was you know what? This was Pat's fault. This all was Pat Shamaha's fault, the Dave Smith of Lebanon. Pat's energy in here made a different Hey Babe, and we're not doing the show anymore. This is the final Hey Babe.
Yeah, this is it. Usually I get a little more introspective when I'm around the Lebanese.
The Lebanese, they're like human ayahuasca. The Lebanese, they opened up a third eye in us. All right, let's go get some kebabs. Hey Babe.
Don't be a fake, don't be a flake, don't run away from your feelings, babe.